What's up, everyone? Welcome back to After the Storm. This is the Canes game review for game number 8 of the season, a 2-1 victory against the Arizona Coyotes. Introing this game, Frederik Andersen comes back into the net after Antti Ranta's win against the Chicago Blackhawks. Karel Vejmelka, who I'm not sure was a real hockey player up until the moment before puck drop started in this game, is in for Arizona. He did pretty well in this game, so I'm not going to go too hard on him, but he is a very weird, unorthodox goaltender to watch play hockey. He's kind of like a throwback. Besides who's in net, Seth Jarvis makes his Carolina Hurricanes debut. His first game in the NHL, replacing Nino Niederreiter in the lineup. Not exactly on the same line. Jarvis played fourth line with, I believe, Lorentz and Stepan in this one. He recorded his first point in this game as well on the 2-1 game winner from Brett Pesce. And overall, it is so nice to see Seth Jarvis into this lineup. Very excited. I don't believe he's going to be around all season. I would assume at a certain point that they likely send him back to Portland of the WHL or to Chicago of the AHL, depending what the restrictions are. I'm not sure if there's any restrictions now because Seth played there last year, or I don't even know if Seth was in Portland last year. I thought he had played for the Chicago Wolves, but I might be mistaken on that. Of course, Jarvis coming into the lineup for Nino Niederreiter, who we don't have word on what the injury was. We just have word that it was a lower body injury. Again, that kind of nasty looking snap or let go of the ankle of his skate the other night against Chicago. Just a tough penalty tough play all around for a guy who's had such a hot start to the season. Early on in this one, it was Arizona, surprisingly, not a horrible hockey team. This was easily the closest game of the season so far for the Carolina Hurricanes of their 8 wins. And this was it was interesting to see how good Arizona was because I had only pretty much heard bad things leading into this game. Early on in the first, Phil Kessel has a great chance off the backboards, bounces back to the slot. He gets a chance. Frederik Andersen makes a nice stop. Ethan Bear has a real rough shift. I think he had about 3 giveaways on this shift. Not a great game from him in this one. And in the first, Christian Fischer, nice play down low, below the goal line, kind of powers his way through to the net, slides the puck under Frederik Andersen's pad, and we've got, actually went 5-hole, we've got a 1-0 lead for the Arizona Coyotes. Seth Jarvis, who was all over the game, he only played about 9.5 minutes in this one, but he was very effective in those 9.5 minutes. A lot of great passing plays to that fourth line that was built with him, Lorentz and Stepan. Jarvis makes a nice pass here over to Steven Lorentz, and Vejmelka, I want to say Vejmelka, but Vejmelka makes a great stop there. Dmitry Jaskin would go off for cross-checking, sending Carolina to the power play for the first time in this game. Jarvis on this play, again, he made a nice play to Lorentz right before this. Makes a nice fake shot pass down to Jordan Staal. He gets a chance on Vejmelka. Vejmelka's there to make the save, and the Coyotes kill off the penalty. Martinook takes a tripping penalty in the first period, but Carolina would manage to kill this one off. Keller would end up tripping Shea in what is becoming a bit of a theme of Carolina games in the last 3 or 4 of them so far of this season. It's just a lot of penalties happening. Keller tripping Shea here. Carolina goes to the power play. And on this power play, a nice chance between Aho and Svechnikov, a cross-crease chance. Vejmelka comes around to rob Svechnikov. Vejmelka really, really solid in this game. Arizona would kill that penalty off, but very quickly afterwards, Derek Stepan draws a slashing call against him, so Carolina heads right back to the power play. Staal would have another chance on this power play here, a shot that ends up hitting Vejmelka's stick shaft and going up into the netting. Arizona kills off this penalty, and we head to the first intermission, 1-0 for Arizona. Second period was almost more the same as the first. Jarvis, Lorentz, and Stepan with a nice play between the 3 of them. They end up hitting the post on this play. A little tip that just goes past, just grazes the post. Very close for a fourth line that was humming all game in this one. Andrew Ladd takes a hooking penalty on Tony DeAngelo, but DeAngelo also goes off on this play for embellishment, sending us to some 4-on-4 hockey. Brady Shea would end up having a pretty bad giveaway on this 4-on-4 sequence. Lawson Crouse, who's one of my more favorite players in the league, underrated, bottom six guy, big, nice power forward. I think he's going to be the player I highlight tonight for the Coyotes. A little bit on him later, but he ends up with a chance here. Anderson makes a nice save. Teravainen would have a chance here and just miss the net. And the 4-on-4 would expire after that. Stahl would end up taking a hooking penalty as this penalty parade just continues. Arizona goes on the power play. Aho and Pesce with chances shorthanded for the Canes on this penalty kill. Canes would kill this one off as well in the process, but a team that's looking like they're getting going here. Another scramble chance in front of Vejmelka as this game kind of started swaying in the Canes' favor. And you could see it was just coming slowly. It was how many more times can they miss? How much more close can they get to a goal before scoring one? Anderson ends up making a big stop on Phil Kessel at one point here. A little bit of a snapshot that ends up going tight to the inside pad of Anderson. Big save here. I also have it written down here, every chance just missing for the Canes. And that really was the story of like the first probably 35 or 40 minutes of this hockey game. Every chance just seemed like it was just missing the net, just hitting the post. Oh man, is Arizona just getting lucky. Another chance, a mad scramble. The puck bounces right out to Seth Jarvis looking for his first NHL goal. He's got a wide open net, and he shoots it right off the defender of Arizona right in front. It ends up trailing into Vejmelka. He covers it up, and we are still down 1 goal. But immediately after that big chance, as the Canes are surging, a one-timer from Martin Necas at the point hits Christian Fischer. Vejmelka doesn't see it. It goes right down below the bar. We're tied 1-1. And that's how we would head to the third period. 1-1, 20 minutes to win it. Entering the third period, Jesper Fast to make his presence known in this one. He ends up with a great chance to open the period. Can't get it past Vejmelka. Barrett Hayden would end up tripping Andrei Svechnikov, leading to a power play for the Canes. Antoine Roussel traded in the offseason from the Vancouver Canucks in that big trade that sent Connor Garland and Oliver Ekman-Larsson to Vancouver. He gets a short-handed breakaway chance and misses wide. Arizona ends up killing off the Barrett Hayden penalty. Vejmelka would continue to make some big saves, this time off of Teuvo Teravainen and Brett Pesce. Aho would go off for a cross-check in what is becoming just every 2 lines on this page I have written down Carolina penalty kill or Carolina power play. There were so many penalties in this game. On the Arizona power play chance, Barrett Hayden had an opportunity. Big save by Anderson. Carolina kills this one off. It's really just padding their penalty kill stats in this game. Back and forth really for the majority of the third period here. 2 teams trading chances. A very close game. And again, I don't think of any game so far this season that you would have expected for Carolina to be this close. I don't think anybody expected it to be Arizona. Jacob Chychrun goes off for cross-checking and sends Carolina back to the power play. And on the power play, a nice little setup. Brett Pesce at the point on that second unit. A slap shot. It looked like Kotkaniemi might have got a piece of it on the way through, but that wasn't the case. Seth Jarvis ends up with his first point on this play. And we have a 2-1 lead for the Carolina Hurricanes late in the game. Arizona would end up pulling the goaltender Vejmelka with about 1:35 left in the game. Canes couldn't get an empty netter or anything. I think that's been pretty commonplace for the beginning of the portion of this season. But that's how this game would end. 2-1, Carolina wins their 8th consecutive game to start the season. So one little aside I want to put onto this video is I was listening to the Steve Dangle podcast, and they talked about something that had completely gone under my radar about Frederik Andersen so far this season. Last season, one of the biggest stories in hockey was, of course, Jack Campbell in Toronto, and his, I believe he won 10 or 11 games in a row to start the season, which set an NHL record. Frederik Andersen won his 7th consecutive start to open up the season with his new team, which makes this all the more impressive. Campbell had obviously played other games for the Leafs the season prior. Not many, but he had played. But Andersen now has the record that Campbell just made last season in his sights. I thought that was a neat little interesting fact of the guy who was the starter in Toronto who lost the job to Jack Campbell, eventually having the ability to end up breaking that record. Let's go ahead and highlight some good Canes players from this game. I thought Teuvo Teravainen, even though he wasn't talked about much in this one, I thought he had a really strong game. Just like in the last videos I've talked about Turbo, he is shooting the puck a lot more. He's not afraid to just let it go. Still one of the best passers in the game, without a doubt. Very strong game in this one. Martin Necas, man, just he's getting that confidence. He got his first goal of the season in this one. Getting all that confidence back. And he's just looking like he's so fast. He's so good with the puck. It was just a matter of time when this all started clicking, but it's clicking at just a perfect time. And Brett Pesce makes his first appearance in the good column of this season. I thought he had his strongest game of the season by far. Gets the game winner in this one off the one-timer. Gives Jarvis his first point. All around, he had a really, really solid game in this one. Some average players from this game. Let's start off with Jesper Fast. Obviously, I'm not really blaming Jesper. I don't think Jesper's played any worse or anything like that. But the effectiveness of that third line without Nino Niederreiter on it is certainly changing. And that was pretty evident in this game. Stahl's chances really did only come on the power play. That third line really didn't get a ton generated in this one. So hopefully that gets curbed a little bit in the next few games, because I think one of the weirdest things to me was not putting Svechnikov on his line, or I can't remember who ended up there by the end of the game, because there was some line shuffling that went on. Yeah, it's that other spot that Nino Niederreiter usually takes on that third line is so much of a puzzle piece, and it's just got to fit together a certain way. Nino did. He fit perfectly there with Fost and Stahl. So this will be a bit of a project right now until Nino comes back. Jordan Martinook, I thought, had a very, not a super weak game, but I didn't think he was great in this one. He was elevated up the lineup due to the Nino Niederreiter injury. To me, he wasn't doing a whole lot out there. And for playing his former team, and I know it's a different jersey, a different logo, and it's been years since he was on that team, usually players get up a little bit more to play their former team. Would have liked to see a little bit more as he elevates up the lineup, but Martinook on that fourth line has been pretty solid all season. And the only player I had that had a bad game in my mind for the Carolina Hurricanes in this one was Ethan Bear. Had a few turnovers in the first. Didn't seem like he ever really got into the game, got his feet set under him. The amount of times that I saw Bear just fall over in this one, like unexpectedly, lose an edge, fall over while taking a shot, turn the puck over. Like, he just had a bad one, and that's completely fine. Players are going to have bad games here and there. We know how good Ethan Bear is just from the first 8 games we've seen of him. But he's been solid in at least 6 of them. And of course, to highlight one Arizona player, like I like to do for the opponent of Carolina each and every game, Lawson Crouse, I think, a very underrated player in this one. Very good power forward. The only other player that I thought was as noticeable for the Coyotes in this one was Phil Kessel. But yeah, Crouse, a great bottom 6 piece for this Arizona team, and hopefully he stays there long term, because this is a team that's going to look really different in a few years. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it. Next game is Wednesday night in Chicago against the Blackhawks. A lot of controversy surrounding that team right now, but a team that seems to be getting their feet back under them a little bit. Got their first win the other night. Patrick Kane getting a hat trick against the Ottawa Senators. Certainly a thing to keep an eye on there, as that team in Arizona are both two teams that were difficult to play against, without a doubt, are looking to improve as the season progresses. So that will do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up down below. Hit that subscribe button if you like the kind of content you can find here on the After the Storm channel. Hit that notification bell if you want the videos as soon as they upload come to your mobile device or on the PC, wherever you watch them. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one.